Hi, welcome to Hospitality Live with Rupesh. Each week, we feature an industry leader that will share the latest trends and the best strategies to help you grow. Now, welcome your host, Rupesh Patel.
What's up, everybody? Comment, hit the like button. Somebody let me know where you're watching from. I'll bring you up turn this off. All right, so I know we are live. I see it live on LinkedIn. Guys, good morning. This is episode number 97, 3 away from the 100, which I'm going to celebrate. We have some amazing people on. Guys, comment, let us know where you're watching from, where you're listening from, and are you actually watching from your hotel office or your house or your car? Comment, let us know where you're watching from. This episode is going to be important because I feel like we're still struggling. We're still struggling as we try to find people. And I posted this morning, I said, are you hiring? And we're hiring. And I'm sure thousands of other people and hotels are hiring at this moment. So I would love to learn where you're watching from. So let me put the banner up and what city are you watching from? And let's see where we have. All right, we have people from India, Hilton Head, Tampa, North Carolina. Good morning. They said home. Denise says the gym. I like that. I went to the gym this morning at 5. I left at my house at 5:10 and got in an Orange Theory workout, which was it was pretty hard today. It was endurance today, and I almost had to stop because I couldn't breathe. But good morning to Raleigh, North Carolina, Daytona Beach. Good morning to everybody, guys. This is episode number 97. We're talking about hiring. Are you hiring? Comment in the comments right now if you're hiring right now and what position you're hiring. I think people are looking for people, and this would be a good opportunity for you to find some people. All right, we got Saudi Arabia. Someone says office. Lower Alabama. Good morning, Alabama. Office. North Carolina. South Africa. Good morning to South Africa. This episode is going to be important because as I'm hiring and as you're hiring, you have to learn these marketing techniques to find people, right? You're like, all right, after I have this ad that I posted on in whatever channel, like how do I actually use that? Because we can't just focus on this one channel and rely on them, but we really have to do our own work. It's kind of like revenue management. You might have a revenue manager that works for a brand, right? And that you might use them, but guess what? It's still your job to run the hotel and run the revenue and know what's happening with your revenue. And it's the same thing with finding staff. We got to go above and beyond, and that's using marketing. So yes, I'm going to be teaching you some techniques and tips on what I do, what I've had success in. And guys, comment, let us know where you're watching from. And guys, share this right now so other people can join this conversation live with us on LinkedIn. We would love to bring in a few more people and have people join us live. And so we have Kansas City in the house. And here it is. Yes, Ashley says she had 15 interviews set up for the last 2 weeks. No one is showing up. Well, we're going to find out with marketing how you can have people show up and maybe qualify people. And you know what? The name of the game is numbers right now. So we need to get hundreds of people to apply, thousands of people to see the post. And that's what you use marketing for. And I'm going to teach you all those techniques as we continue to grow. So, all right, on my list is learn how to fill positions right now, discover tools that you may not be using, plus find out strategies that work for me. Plus we have Sarah in the house, Sarah Dandashy with the Hospitality Minute. We have Savannah in the house. We have India in the house. Guys, please keep commenting. Let us know where you're watching from. All right, so let's see. This episode is brought to you by, can anybody guess who this episode is brought to you by? Yes, you've guessed it, smartguests.com. Thank you so much to Smart Guests. Let me take this off. Somebody put in the comments, we do this every week, smartguests.com, with over 4,575 customers nationwide. Smart Guests helps your hotel improve customer service, marketing, operations, pretty much everything to do with print collateral and marketing for your hotel. Just this past week, I think we gained over like 30 or 40 more customers. Thank you so much to Smart Guests. And by the way, I'm an owner of Smart Guests. So this is my company that is sponsoring this episode and has been sponsoring most of the episodes this past year. And I'm so happy that I can help all these different hotels. And if you're an independent hotel or a luxury hotel, we help your hotel as far as over 50 marketing tools, over 50 tools to help you drive revenues, turn that guest into a loyal guest. Somebody put in the comments, smartguests.com. Thank you so much. for that. And guys, don't forget to bookmark smartguests.com. All right. Let's see. Every week I talk about mindset, and this week's mindset is no different. And here it is. It's, if you're not willing, and here it is. I posted this a couple of days ago. It says, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. Let me repeat that. If you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But however, if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. And that is so true as I continue learning every single day. There hasn't been a day that goes by that I don't pick up 1, 2, 10 things that I learn to continue improving my career, my mindset, some motivation. And yes, I'm not perfect. So, I continue growing. And I think if you just continue growing and if you're willing to learn and you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. And if somebody does agree with that, hit the like button or the love button if you love it, and comment that, sometimes we have to keep going with education. And honestly, I'm not going to stop learning until I am gone off of this earth. And that's just my mindset. And that's what keeps me motivated. That's what keeps me keeping it going. And now we have our buddy Sarah Dandashy on. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Dandashy from Ask a Concierge. Every week, I'll be sharing the latest hospitality and travel news and updates in a segment we like to call Hospitality Minutes.
What's up, Sarah? How are you?
What's up? Good morning.
Good morning. What's going on in the world of hospitality?
Ooh, let's go ahead and dive into it. So honestly, a big thing, if you guys are been hearing, Rupesh, I see you popping me in and out. If you are based in the United States, you've probably been hearing a lot about the 4th of July weekend. If you were working, you probably got to see that it was pretty busy. If you were traveling, you probably got to see it was crazy. So we hit a couple of records in regards to the world of travel for the 4th of July weekend, a big holiday Independence weekend for those that might not know. So basically this 4-day holiday weekend, the TSA recorded the 3rd highest number of air travelers since the pandemic began almost 16 months ago. The big thing about this particular holiday is that going into it, a lot of experts were like, it's going to be busy. And then as the weekend hit, it was like, whoa, it's way busier than we thought. So if you were traveling this weekend, you probably had to wait in a lot of lines. Also, it's been this really crazy dynamic, and I kind of talked a bit about it last week, is that there's this also staffing shortage as well too. So combined with a lot of people traveling, and then also you've got a couple of airlines that are really trying to stay on top of things. A couple of flights had to even get canceled. So it was definitely busy, arguably a little bit messy. But to give you an idea, over this 4-day kind of period for the weekend, it was almost 8 million people ended up passing through TSA. To give you an idea, 4th of July from 2019 had over 10 million people in that 4-day span. So we're basically it was like 21% away from being to those 2019 levels, which is certainly promising, but whew, crazy. Anyway, on to the next topic here. We've been talking about, you've heard people talk about revenge travel. What are consumers looking for? So the world's most searched bucket list travel experiences. I wanted to talk about this just because, again, people are looking for these bigger experiences, and maybe, where your property is, or maybe there's something that you can keep in mind when you're trying to attract more people coming to your property. So, I mean, the number one bucket list travel experience, was visiting the Burj Khalifa skyscraper in Dubai. Curious, by the way, if you were watching, have you ever been to the Burj Khalifa or Dubai? Let us know in the comment section below. I have. After that, you've got the Statue of Liberty in New York, Mount Everest Base Camp in Nepal, the Nile River in Egypt, the Eiffel Tower in Paris. And then within the US, you've got Las Vegas, Golden Gate Bridge as well too. So, I mean, again, all of these big places, the Empire State Building, the Louvre in Paris, Rome's Colosseum, the Grand Canyon, Route 66, Coachella. People want concerts, Niagara Falls, Banff National Park in Canada, as well as seeing Mount Rushmore. Saying all of this because if you happen to have a property near any of these locations or destinations, certainly use that to your advantage. People are looking for it. All right, great. And then our last topic is travel's getting pricey. I'm not sure if you've got people reaching out to you looking for different plans. Maybe you are looking to book your travel plans, and some people are like, oh no, things will be cheaper. Things are not cheap at all. A lot of people are very sticker shocked at the prices just because demand is there. Really interesting study by STR. We all know that. They kind of put together some prices, and basically what they were finding is hotel rooms were about 44% higher in price compared to last year. They were even, for example, in airfare as well, 24% higher in May this year compared to May of 2020. And then just even showing about like our average occupancy rates as well. So the last week of June is about 99.5% back, which is almost 100% to what rates we were at in 2019. So obviously things are expensive, from gas prices to, as well as car rentals. People aren't thinking about the whole travel pie, but it's definitely pricier than expected, but the demand is there. So we're all kind of trying to figure things out as we are coming out of it. So there you have it. That is it for the Hospitality Minute. Hopefully you learned something. Did you learn something, Rupesh?
I did. Prices are crazy. I've been searching for a few places that we want to go during the summer, or just for a day, getaway for the weekend. It's crazy expensive. And listen, I said this a couple of weeks ago. I said, hey, raise your rates. And this is our time to raise our rates, because guess what? Our cost to operate our hotels is out the roof right now, with payroll going up, labor going up like crazy, and us having this shortage, which feeds the increase. And I understand that, it costs a lot more to stay at any type of hotel. Doesn't matter what type of hotel it is, economy brand, independent, all the way up to the luxury brand. Everything's going to cost a lot more, and it is. Costs are out of control, so I see that. And my dog is barking.
Your dog agrees. Your dog agrees. Your dog's like, yo, it's out of control.
It is, right, Sammy? Prices are out of control. All right, Sarah, where can people find you?
You guys can find me everywhere online. My brand is Ask a Concierge. My website, askaconcierge.tv. So yeah, all over the place.
And Sarah, for the people that don't know you, which I think almost everybody that's watching knows you, what do you do?
That's a fantastic question. I ask myself every day.
You tell people what they do. Let me get this dog to comment.
Okay, yeah, get the dog a bone. No. I basically work with a lot of different hotels and brands, more so actually on the marketing side. So whether it is creating travel content, but then also spokesperson, and help bringing what these hotels are doing to life on TV and then on social media as well. So there you go. Something like that.
Sammy says, we love Sarah.
Sammy is so cute. Sammy is like, seriously, like, stop.
Sammy, our price is crazy.
Yes.
All right, calm down. Sarah, you want to stick around for this? Because Sarah and I have done a bunch of these social media boot camps where we help folks get to a big following, get to understand social media a little bit better. And I think, Sarah, marketing is up your alley. And I see that you do it awesome every week. So definitely you guys follow Sarah. And I think Sarah's going to stay with us as we continue this conversation on hiring and finding staff via marketing. And all right, so this episode is number 97. Sarah, we're talking about, are you hiring? And if you're hiring, are you using the proper marketing channels, or a different way or approach to marketing? And you do such a great job on all these different channels, and you're omnipresent you're everywhere, which is the name of the game these days, because folks are pretty much everywhere, and you can't just pick one channel and stick to it. So LinkedIn is a job site for part of what they offer, but it's also a social media site, right? So don't just stick to LinkedIn and have a LinkedIn job post and that's it, right? what else would you recommend as far as a few things that like is Instagram, and you have a huge following on Instagram, over 125, 30,000 followers now. Can you use Instagram to target folks that are looking for a job in your local market?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it also depends on your property as well too. It depends on whether it makes sense. Like, at the end of the day, and I'm sure that you will agree with this because I know you've got a lot of tips that you were sharing with me ahead of time. But at the end of the day, you want to get the word out there to where your potential employees are hanging out. So obviously you're going to do like the traditional job sites for sure. There are creative ways to do that. I know that you've got a lot of creative ways in regards to that. But again, don't hesitate to think outside of the box and to maybe utilize some of these platforms, whether it would be Instagram or LinkedIn. Also utilize, and I know that we've talked about this before, one of the biggest ways to help get new hires is through referrals. So maybe you come up with different plans to or different incentives for your current employees to share with their friends and families and loved ones. Maybe they happen to share a post on their personal Facebook page, so there are a lot of different ways that once you create the post, it's all about amplifying. And I know we talk a lot about amplifying posts, but how you can creatively amplify and reach the people where they're hanging out on social media. So, yeah. I mean, that's, I think, one of my ways is this: utilize your employees already, and then utilize their network.
And then utilize your network locally. So like, not only your employees, but guess what? You might have friends that work at other hotels where they don't want to move from that hotel, but guess what? They have friends, right? And you can incentivize that employee at another hotel that say, hey, if you find me somebody, I'll pay, if they stick around for like whatever, 30 days, 90 days, 60, whatever it is, I'll give you $100 or $250 or $500. I've seen $1,000 bonuses that I've seen people post on LinkedIn or other channels, right? So there are opportunities outside of, like you were saying, your box, where you can think of like other ways, like, think of other local businesses that their employees might know friends, and you can incentivize them because, in human nature, it's always what's in it for me, and how can you incentivize folks to help you out instead of you struggling to find people, right?
Oh, totally.
Definitely have to think creatively. And for me, when we're looking for a couple positions right now, GM positions, and I was like, let me reach out to my network. So one person I reached out to was Jeremy with Gecko Hospitality, and he was like, here's what to do, and here's what you can do, and here's different things. Last week we talked to Rob with I forgot this company's name, but they hired 2,000 people in 90 days, right? And I think that's an opportunity where just texting was a thing I didn't even understand. Like, oh yeah, some people don't have a computer that they're not checking their email every day, or they don't have email that they check every single day, maybe like we do, right? Especially if a housekeeper or some other line level employer or any kind of employee, they don't check their email every day, but they use their phone every single day. They're on Facebook every single day. So these are opportunities. I'm going to go in through some steps that I took this week. It has been pretty successful. And, I like to try everything before I quit. And then I don't even quit. I just keep going. I just keep trying other things. But all right, so here's what I did this week. And Sarah and I love these platforms. That's what we're talking about them. Yeah. All right, so the first thing is, don't just post your link, right? Maybe a link to your career site of your choice. Like, let's say an Indeed. If you posted an Indeed ad for a front desk supervisor or housekeeper, whatever it was, you're not going to just post that link to let's say LinkedIn. Hey guys, I'm hiring. Here's a link. Apply now. That doesn't work. That doesn't get people to get eyeballs across. And what LinkedIn, you have to understand that platform too. So like LinkedIn loves images. People love images. People love video. So how are you using video and images to convey what you're doing? So our purpose, we're hiring. So let me share exactly what we did in the last day or two. And I posted this 18 hours ago, and I almost have over 9,000 views now.
Amazing.
184 likes and 21 comments. And out of this, I've gotten a bunch of people saying, hey, I would love to come join you. And folks that I've had connections in the past, they've shared it too. I think we've got like 15 or 20 shares of this. But in the post, I actually say, like and share, right? So it's not just like, let me see if I can pull it up at the bottom of this. It says hit the like button so to help me spread the word. So if you want something, you have to ask for it, right? And so you're like, well, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know how to build this graphic. Very easy. And Sarah and I talk about this in our boot camps. Use a product like Canva. I subscribe to Envato Elements, and basically it's here it is. You can get video templates, music, sound effects, graphics, presentations. Basically, I just type in hiring, enter, and boom, here is the actual design.
Main graphic that you use.
Here's the design, right? And then all you do is you make it your own. And I have Photoshop, so I just changed the graphics and made it our own. Look, so if you see what it was originally, we just cut it down and made it our own, right? And all these graphics were built in that one file. So think creatively, and you can also use Canva. And so if I type in inside Canva, hiring, and I'm actually not paying for Canva right now, but they still have a lot of free tools that you can use. Sarah, you use it every single day, right?
Oh, yes. In fact, I actually used it to redo the graphics of my upcoming book myself. So to give you an idea, it's amazing what you can do with it. But yeah, definitely, they have so many clean designs, and it's really user friendly as well too. You can change the colors, you can change the fonts. Maybe if you have an idea, or maybe you don't have an idea. I mean, look at Rupesh is scrolling. Look at all of these different options. So really not complicated. And again, you can even use it for free, or you can even pay for it as well too. But it just depends on how you're using it. But it's such an amazing tool. But yes, going back to that is like, how do you draw eyes on your post with images? So you can create those images to help get people know that you're hiring, and then maybe you can highlight those different things that are what are the different incentives as far as like working at your company. Maybe there is a bonus, like if they end up being hired within a certain time period, or maybe there's an incentive to your current employees as well too. So a lot of different ways to think outside of the box with that. But again, is what Rupesh was talking about, and him even sharing, is utilizing your network. So it just doesn't go live on these platforms. It doesn't just go live on Indeed and just hope people find it.
Yeah. And so if you look at it, when I post something, it's not just like, hey, I'm hiring, but I share a story behind it. So like this GM worked for us for 10 years and she's moving now. And so now I'm looking for an energetic and caring GM to help us build a strong team and achieve and regain our award-winning status at this property, right? We'll be working very closely with me. So it's a story. It's not like, hey, we're just hiring, right?
Yeah.
And that's a tip that right there that you can use. And if you see it starts off with I'm hiring, or something that's kind of emotional, like, oh my God, right? Instead of just like, hey, we're hiring, right? Or we're like, whatever, right? And if you look at my spacing, like a lot of people make the mistake of just like jumbling everything together. And then you're like, I can't read it. Cause on social media, it's bite size what matters. So I always, if you go back to any of my posts, it's always bite size. So you can get chunks of it. Right. And I love that. We could do that. And then really connect with people. Right. And so I think that's an opportunity for all of us, no matter what position it is, that you break it down, use graphics, use video.
Yeah.
Use video. And if you need tools, Sarah can share like 1,000 tools that she uses just on video. Reach out to her on like a direct message, and she'll be happy to help you with that. Now, the next thing is you maybe use a platform like Indeed, which we use. I think it's probably the most popular right now over any other recruiting
platform
website right now in the United States. So when I'm talking about it, this is all going to be about the United States. I don't know what else is in your other markets if you're outside this country. So if you have the graphic now, you can actually post that graphic on Facebook. Because remember, a portion of your audience, portion of those people that might be working for you or could be working with you is on Facebook, right? So are you using Facebook and targeting those people? And you can do that by taking this picture, uploading it to your hotel's website or even your personal page. I recommend hotel website or your hotel's Facebook page, right? Post it. then go back and do a boost on that post. But not only are you posting it in the post, but you're also posting it in Facebook jobs. So within your Facebook hotel profile, there's a section called jobs, and you could post a job there for free, but no one's going to really see it besides the people that follow you. And honestly, the people are probably that are following your hotel are your guests and maybe some of your friends, right?
Yeah.
What about everybody else that's looking for a job? They're not following you. So the only way you're going to get to them is if you boost the post, and then you can pick a range, like a mile range. I think we picked like 30 miles out within the hotel. And I recommend that, and then boost it. And then, for $10, $25, $5, depending on your budget, boost it and see what happens, right? And see if you can get that. This is an opportunity, and you can use it for multiple different types of positions. So maybe if it didn't work for housekeeping, guess what? It might work for another position.
Department.
So don't just give up just because it's one thing wasn't successful, or maybe you got it like 50 people or 100 people that applied, but 90% of them aren't qualified, or 99% of them aren't qualified. Don't be discouraged by that. Keep it going. Try other things. Facebook has millions of people on there, right? It might even be billions, but I know there's hundreds of millions of people. But there are opportunities just within Facebook. Next is, of course, Indeed. And within Indeed, and Sarah, I'm not sure how long you have here. I have
I'm here.
I have like 10 minutes. So Indeed is an opportunity. Like, we all post on Indeed, but are you actually sponsoring the post? And I think some people make a mistake of not sponsoring that post. So you can sponsor the post. You can also sponsor where you pay for applicants, basically, right? And you go through the process. And for us, we write down exactly in the title, not just hotel manager, but maybe what the pay was. And we also write with experience if we're talking about the pay. So they know that, if I'm going to be making this much money, that I have to have experience before they click on that button, and we charge the sponsor fee or whatever the cost of acquiring that person, right? So if you put that in the title, hotel general manager, hotel housekeeping supervisor, or front office, whatever it is, if you put in like the dollar amount, then with experience, it's like, I don't have experience, so I'm not going to click on that button. It saves us, the person that's posting the job, money, because it's sometimes expensive, $5, $10 a click, right? But I would definitely put a budget towards these things. If you don't, you're missing a huge opportunity to spread the word. Next is Glassdoor.
Yeah.
Glassdoor, it is a website where you can go and for a decent price, you can go up and push your message across to that group of people. And guess what? They spread the word too through other recruiting and other platforms too. So Glassdoor. Sarah, do you know anything about Glassdoor?
So as an applicant, I actually like Glassdoor, and I wanted to bring that up because, yes, obviously you want to use it to put the word out there and to reach potential applicants. But I also think as a business owner, it's great because basically previous employees kind of can rate what it's like or share a little bit of their experience of what it was like to work for a company. And so what's really great is that that's a really useful tool for us to kind of like take a look at our business and be like, okay, wow, maybe there's a common thing here where this is an area that we need to improve on. Or, wow, this is the feedback, is that people feel like it's their second family. Great. And maybe you can even use some of those key phrases in your when you're talking about the positions that you're hiring for. It's like, like come join and like our second family, or whatever it is. Like you can use some of that language. So I think Glassdoor is really useful as far as knowing what you might need to improve on, knowing what's working, and then certainly reaching potential applicants.
Yeah, and I think Glassdoor is an opportunity where, how we use TripAdvisor for guests.
Yeah.
Well, Glassdoor is for employees, basically.
Yes, definitely.
They share the good, bad, the ugly, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Glassdoor, and you take that review just like you do any review, and you do your research. It's not just like, Glassdoor says this hotel or this operation or this whatever this company is bad. Do your research. So go to all these other platforms and do your research. And it's the same thing. We're talking about social media. We're talking about anything else. Like you have to not just focus on one channel, but go across and then do your homework and get well educated before you make a decision. So definitely Glassdoor is an opportunity. Next is use that same graphic that we made post it up in a Google ad. Go to Google, just type in Google ad. Super easy. You can target people based on location, based on, like, there's so many different demographics. I'm not going to get into all of them, but you can use Google Keyword Planner to find out what people are searching for in your market for this specific job. And also Google has their jobs platform too. So that's an opportunity there if you're not using it. And then, you can also use YouTube as a video channel for search. And that's another opportunity.
Now, Rupesh, I have a question that maybe others might have for Google Ads. Is it like, does it have to be that expensive? Is it expensive? Not necessarily.
No. So you put a budget down.
Yeah.
Based on the keyword. So that's why you go to the Google Keyword Planner to find out how much people are paying for a search term or for a word. So like if you were using Sarah Dandashy, other people can buy your name and use it to go to their website, right?
Fun.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Hotels. This is not only for hiring, but for like booking too. Like if you go to the Google Keyword Planner, you type in Hampton Inn, Orlando by Disney, right? You find out how many people are searching for that keyword, or you can just they'll give you ideas of what people are searching for. If you just type in whatever, your website, like you can just put your website, it'll give you ideas of what people are searching for your website.
Wow.
Like it's reverse, right? So if you use a keyword planner, you'll know what the costs are behind it. And you can know that Sarah Dandashy is $100,000 a click.
Obviously. No, but that's great. I wanted to ask that because I'm sure others were probably thinking it's like, okay, like Google Ads, it might seem intimidating because it might maybe seem like it would cost a lot. So I love that you broke that down so that you can kind of pick and choose what works best for your budget. So that's great.
Yeah. And also Google offers a free, I think not free, but like they give you a credit for the first time if you just opened up.
I think it's like $150 credit. It's a sizable amount.
It's a big amount. I mean, it could last you a couple of weeks or at least a month or two, right?
Yeah.
We use Google Ads every single day for operations, for our marketing. This is an opportunity for hiring, right? All right. Next is if you've already placed an ad in Indeed, there's also the opportunity to place a free ad in LinkedIn. And then guess what? Sponsor it. So a lot of these things cost money, but this is the name of the game right now. If you want to get ahead of the pack, and if you want to get ahead in the search, like pay for it for a short term. Like we're not saying do it for like 2 months, do it for a couple of weeks, do it for 1 week, do it for 7 days, 10 days, right? Pick it from like Monday through Friday where people are on LinkedIn compared to the weekend, right? And some of those things. So LinkedIn jobs are definitely an opportunity. It's a free thing, and then boost it so you can get some opportunities to get the message across, right? Yeah. Next, we talk about this. Sarah and I talk about this all the time. She does an amazing job with this. It's build your influence, right? And I feel like your personal brand, which we always talk about, is going to be with you no matter what position you are in, no matter where you are in life. Like it goes with you till you die, right? Your personal brand. What are people thinking about you? What do people know about you? When they say Sarah Dandashy, what do they think, right? Off the bat. And so building your influence on social media is a thing for now and into the future. That's why I have within 18 hours, I have 9,000 people looking at my post, right? Because I've spent the time, energy to keep this going, right? Where I'm teaching. I try not to, 99% of the time, I don't sell you anything. I'm just here to teach you guys. And Sarah does the same thing. We're just here to educate you. And that's how you build your influence. So if you're passionate about something within the industry, talk about it, build your influence. Sarah, what can you say about building influence and personal branding?
Well, I think it ties into actually what you mentioned earlier, where you were talking about on the post, sharing a little bit of your story. And I wanted to bring this back into it because when you're talking about building your influence, I mean, a couple of things. A, you always want to lead with value. Okay. So you're not selling anything. You are constantly being like, hey, this is what I've learned, or this is what I know about. And you're sharing, in essence, this information for free. So that's how you build trust, because you're basically helping educate people. And once you build this level of trust, once it comes time to different things where it's like, okay, maybe we do need to hire this, you've already established a certain level of credibility. And that's what people are attracted to. They want people that it's like, oh, they see they're legitimate. They've put forward the effort. We have an idea of what that person might be like to work with, or I like watching them, so I know I'm going to like working with them. And then tying back into what Rupesh said earlier, this story element, you make it personal. And so much about how you're building influence is not only are you adding value, but if you share that value in a personal way, that's how people get to know and realize who you are. So people want to work with you. You mentioned Hampton Inn. There are a lot of Hampton Inns. Why do they want to work at this one? Location, but then it's also probably the other people that are working there as well too. So don't underestimate the story and then that sort of influence element as well too, because that's the personal tie that's going to bring people to that property.
Yeah. And because we share every week what's happening in the hospitality industry or what's just happening with us within our personal lives, people, I wrote down trust, value, credibility.
Yeah.
Believe in all of those things. And this is what we do. I don't have anything to hide. You can call my staff 24 hours a day. They'll tell you what kind of person I am, right? I'm a night auditor at 4 o'clock in the morning. They're going to tell you what kind of person I am, right? And that's building your influence. That's building your trust around your community. And this is what we're here for. Guys, this is the tips that I have that are actionable that you can take back today and start improving the process of getting people into the door, finding more people. Guess what? If you had 10 people lined up and 10 people didn't show up, that is the reality today. So how do you get 100, 500 people to see that post, 500 people to apply, and then maybe out of that, you might get 3 people, that's sales. That's sales 101. And you go out to like 1,000 people, guess what? You might have 1 sale out of that, right? It's the same thing when you're doing marketing for your hotel to sell rooms. It's the same thing. So hiring is no different. Sarah, any last words?
I would just say also just kind of like poll and see what people want, and try different things. And maybe you notice that like using this certain language on your post or, advertising that you're hiring, maybe that attracts more people. So like play around with different things. Maybe you talk about like, this is like the incentive for joining, or there's a hiring bonus, whatever that language is. If it works, use it, but try different things to see what works best for you. So that's my final words on that.
All right, guys, this is episode number 97. I hope you found some value out of this. I hope you learned one thing, because that's my goal every day. Every week is just for you to pick up one thing to help you improve, get you inspired, and keep it going. Guys, I'm so excited. We're getting to the 100th episode in 4 episodes. And I have some amazing people on. So next week we have Tammy Gillis.
Yes.
She's launching her book. Did you know that? And she's doing it live on my show next Wednesday, July 14th. And after that, we have some amazing people on. The 100th episode is amazing. I can't wait. We're going to be giving away some prizes, maybe some cash prizes. I don't know yet.
Whoa, did he just say cash prizes?
Hey, we gave away $1,000 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're going to do something fun again. Guys, thank you so much. If you've enjoyed this episode, say yes in the comments that you did enjoy it. Everybody follow Sarah Dandashy at Ask a Concierge everywhere, right there. And guys, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity for us to share our passions, share our insights, and for us to all keep going, right?
Yeah, and connect.
Guys, please take care of yourself, take care of each other. We will see you next week. This episode is sponsored by smartguests.com. You can follow me on YouTube, Spotify, LinkedIn, Instagram, all these different channels.
Check.
We try to be everywhere. And guys, have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for sticking around.
It was fun.
Bye.
Bye.